WesWes Show.
Welcome everybody. This is Empty Out the Clip. This is a
Empty Out the
podcast
Clip.
where we what do we do? We just go in guns blazing with opinions. Won't be afraid to give our opinions on this one. So if you're not part of our group chat, I recommend you guys listeners jump on our group chat and join and answer the free questions. And then if you get them right, you'll get accepted. Then you can join in. But all we can do on the group chat, people is just going to post up news that happened during the week, what we are interested in, or what we want to discuss, what we want to comment about. So we'll just do that during the week, and we'll talk about it on this podcast at the end of the week. So yeah, man, that's pretty much how we roll over here in WesWes Studios.
And it's one of those there's a little warning, like if you know you're pretty sensitive to whatever content's on social media, and then whatever news is floating about in the world, man, like maybe perhaps the page might not be for you, but everything's all unfiltered and like there's no retraction on anything that comes out of our mouths.
Yeah, no retraction. We ain't gonna fact check nothing. Okay, we're not gonna fact check anything. We're gonna say it. You can fact check it if you want to. If we're wrong, we'll fact check it after this, and we'll correct it next episode. So that's the only warning we have. We don't fact check nothing. Okay. So I just want to start with the controversial thing I was talking about. So Leti, you posted up. You screenshotted one of those posts earlier this week, and it was quite. I don't know. I didn't know what to think of it because it was quite. How would you say it? It was like a diss, say.
Yeah,
Explain it.
Yeah,
explain to some sort.
Can you explain?
one of the
explain
bros, has done one of these. So the post was grew up in Ranui, but Carlton had, and I didn't screenshot the profile pic, but I just within that image you can pretty much see the bro saying I'm a real Ranui, and I don't know why old school boys raped Carlton when Ranui made him. I mean, it's an interesting take because I think it's there's no sort of true measure to how much you can call someone like what's around me. Like us boys are hood boys forever. Like that was part and parcel of like what made us. But for me to put that out there, that was just a good piece of content that it's gonna draw attention. And straight off the bat, we got one of the OGs. He still lives in the hood, and he took a bit of a shit. I felt those bullets.
Yeah, that's the thing. What I thought when the comments were coming in after you did that post, because I thought there was a lot of guys from Ranui that went to Carlton, or went to Carlton boys anyway, or Carlton girls, and that was a context that never came up. But straight away I thought, it's a lot of people from Ranui that went to these schools really represent these schools, like really love the school that they went to, living in Ranui but going all the way to school in up at Carlton, the girls' school, the boys' school. It's just, I know the pride that comes out of there. I can say that because it's more than the pride that came out of my high school. I don't know if you're proud of our high school, but not in the terms of the same pride as schools like Carlton boys, Carlton girls, or even Mags, or those kind of schools.
Like, because Carlton's like the only single-sex all-boys state school, when you say like state school out of West Auckland, and like for a lot of these kids like who got the opportunity to go there, man, shit wasn't easy. Yeah, like when people, like a lot of the reason why the old boys are and the Carlton Ranui guys are so close, because we all struggled the same. Like you can imagine like being one of six and sharing the uniform. That was sort of invented with us, like sharing the uniforms and like also like trying to get to school, even thinking if you got bus fare to get home or like struggling for the lunch. Like that shit was real, man. And like the only guys who experienced it are the same guys that you caught the bus with or you made their journey back home with. So yeah, sort of felt the bullets. Like,
yeah, man. No, I felt, because I never went to that school, right? But I know the pride that comes out of there, right? I know the pride. And I know the pride that comes out of our hood too, out of Ranui. We're proud of Ranui. And I think because I never went to that school, I never went to Carlton boys, like looking from outside in, I know what their pride is. I can see it. I saw it when I was at school. But yeah, man, I felt I felt that everyone from Ranui that went to those schools feel that pride and that comment that you posted up. I mean, you posted a screenshot of that comment that, it did catch a lot of feels, eh?
Yeah, bro. It did. And I mean, the great thing about posting it out like that and like not retracting it is sort of like, because the bro did say someone reported the post, but it was like, man, there's a lot of damage that came out of those words, eh? And because even the Insta post that followed it was sort of like, wow, that was rough. But like at first, because I mad love for the bro, like I could never disrespect him because, for me being from Ranui, I could never disrespect another Ranui brother because, each to their own and whatever they're going through, maybe they just needed to have a yarn about it. But to not retract it and sort of come again with another post, that's why I screenshotted it, because I knew before that other one disappeared, like that was on the post, so it was worth sharing and just to get feedback. Like that was felt all the way up into the Northern Territory of Australia, man, because I was getting phone calls, well, what's going on here? But it was like, oi, surely.
So
gunshot.
the post list, was it because, was it so he's from the person's from Ranui, but they're giving props to Kelston?
Yeah. So I think I read into the post, like the one that got taken down was that if you're gonna represent Kelston, but you're from Ranui, well, go fucking represent Kelston. Don't be both.
Oh yeah.
But that's like saying, how we have our teams in the NRL and the internationals.
We're Kiwis,
but we're fucking Samoa fresh, and by default we'll be New Zealand. But whereas with us, the old boys that struggled the way we struggled, bro, like that shit's like that stuff didn't wash off, and like what I love about the old boys and how we are, like I always preach it, through hardship and through glory, which is like a Mount Albert saying, but fuck, when we're at our worst, that's when we need to be together. When we're going through the glory, yeah, we're always holding hands. But the real Castonians are the ones still standing there when the shit hits the fan, And that's what separates us from a lot of other schools. It's like, bro, like when we show out at funerals, we really show out, And when we're showing out in glory, but we win it. And this guy's older than me that feel the same way,
Yeah. So with me, like, because I'm still in the hood, okay, I'm still living around Ranui. Because I think after intermediate, I wanted to go to an all-boys school, but because of the circumstances, I had to go to Waitek, which was closer down the road. But I really wanted to go to either Liston or Kelston, but I see where the allegiance is, because at I don't know, but like us, the people that went to Waitek, I don't think there's like as much loyalty as there is to the school than to other schools.
Yeah.
And that's what I wish I had with it, but I don't, to be honest. But yeah, like I wish I went to I wanted to get a Liston, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know, I think we lacked at Waitakere College, we lacked any sort of like connection to the school as a whole. I think we managed to find our way through high school just wanting to go class and be with our mates, and that's it.
Yeah.
There was no extra. Yeah. There was no representing, like, because there's no rivalry. We don't have a rivalry, because there's no competition with any other school. I think because our high school was just more us, just within. Yeah. There was no outside, like, when it comes to sport. Like, what did we ever go support any sports team from high school? No, we didn't. We just played in the sports team. Whereas schools with a lot of pride, a lot of tribalism, that pride comes from sports teams, from talk from other schools, but no one talked about us or anything like that. I think the difference is with us, we don't have any. It's just our school's just our school. That's it.
Yeah, no, that's true. Because like when you think about when I think about the rivalries and like on the cultural stages, bro, it was always Kelston, LaSalle, and St. Paul's, the Samoan group. It's always like that, And because of our colours too, like a lot of these Catholic schools have these similar colours. Yeah. St. Paul's, Liston, and LaSalle. But it was always about the performance there, who could outdo each other. But it was the same sort of feels like from Kirikiki as well.
Yeah,
that sort of thing would just travel every time we play. We'll play either St. Paul's or LaSalle. And when it came onto the rugby field, because we were always in the 1A, like for the years that I was at school, it was either we're going to play LaSalle if they make the 1A this year or St. Paul's. But yeah, a lot of it's all sort of like their pride. Like, never gonna take a back step to the guys from out south, especially because they're from, Mangre's a massive town, man.
Yeah.
So many schools are, predominantly from Mangere, especially in the 1A comp as well, and it's just not seen as they just say they're out south, but they're actually in Mangere. A lot of them in Mangere.
And I think what happened, like, because our school was like that, and I know the also too, went to our school, but it's like, since we don't have that connection from school, where do we fall back on? The hood. Because we've got nothing else, right? We've got our families, we've got Ranui. We don't have that high school sort of pride. So we don't have it there, so our pride is where we're from. So we rep Ranui hard because there's nothing else. Whereas if you go to Custom Boys, say you're from Ranui, you go to Custom Boys, you probably feel the pride in the school.
Yeah,
You
man,
feel,
I definitely would.
You feel the aura. There's an aura there about being with the boys, and other schools talk about your school, and you back up your boys, you back up your school because it's with the territory. It's that whole pride thing. There's more pride in the school because you're comparing yourself to other schools because other schools are talking about you. So you gotta represent. You gotta represent.
Yeah, but like for the brother to do the comparison, though, it's like, we represented the school, like, and that was the school pride. But in terms of hood, the guys that caught the 0-8 and the 135, that starts out Ranui. So if there was a bus, and like, even to say to one of the bros who called me, bro, take the army, because there's a shitload of guys from out west, especially from Ranui that went to Galston. Like, I don't like, and I'm glad that the bro actually apologized and said, "Oh, no, those were just gunshot," but didn't think of the aftermath that would have came with it. And and I know it's genuine, but at the same time, like, I wasn't disrespecting him, like, I wasn't hating on him. It was more of like I had to make it funny for people to realize it's like, bro, it's just what he felt at the time. Like, he's not still having that hate, like, oh, fuck these guys, fuck all of them, because he threw us all under the bus, but it wasn't just one particular person. But that's why I sort of went on his second person, said, just say the name, and fucking we wouldn't, because if it's one dude, bro, the army can find the one dude. That's simple, that's easy. And I even posted it on our forum, like, I just want a name and just where is he, and just we'll sort it out, But I just got too much love to hate on someone else from the hood, bro. It's like, nah, you just don't do that for us, like us old boys.
I mean, that pride thing, like, we don't have a old boys network, like what we call it, a network, or old girls network. We don't have any of that.
I know there's those reunion things that come up here now and then, but I've never actually been to one.
Never. Why would we want to go?
Well, there was the question you brought up too. Like, I remember back in school days, like I used to go watch some of the St. Mary's netball games, the girls' games. So that was probably the school that I followed. The St. Mary's girls.
Okay.
So see your car vale packed up in Tipai.
Wait, what?
But it's funny the way, like I know there's a lot of school kids, and I'm probably naive if I said I didn't do it, but like I've called kids out that are in school wagging, right? And like as a guy who's left Custom, like I've always seen these guys around, and then they see me wearing Custom stuff. Like it might be at a sevens tournament, and they do the what's up. But for me as a parent now, it's like, oh mate, like I'll call the whole group here, right? And guys, if you're gonna represent the school, go do it in the field or in the classroom, but don't come and wag and look like a bunch of eight guys.
Yes.
And they like that say, because like eventually like you go into the school and they go, oh, how many guys were there? And you gotta sort of say like, this all this stuff you're doing is just attracting bad attention. If you're gonna do it, like be helping an elderly lady cross the road or giving your seat up on the bus for one of them.
Yeah, that's the good thing about you guys, like the Custom Boys old boys group. You guys give back to the young ones back at school, coming up in terms of like, helping out, setting a good example. I think when those fights were happening between Custom and De La Salle, a couple of years ago, I think both old boys came together and tried to talk with them and try to show them the way, sort of thing.
And I'll say it again. It was another post on the forum, I think Big Daddy Fat Sacks put it on our forum, and he said, one of my boys from out that ways said a group of boys have done this, and bro, everyone that had kids that get to the school were on the on the defense straight away. Like, nah, wasn't our boys, you know. And like, sure enough, we filtered it through to who was part of that circle. But then in my mind was all about it's happened. How do we fix it? And how do we go forward from that? Because you know, that's a reflection on not just the guys that were involved. Fuck, that's a reflection on all the boys around the world, man. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And like, it's good that we went there and sorted that shit, because like, I think it was like 20 years from the day when like we played last our first round, and I'd played against one of my cousins. So that shit was real late. It was like, bro, 20 years beforehand, we were in the same predicament. Like, we were playing first game, and it happened to be for the Moeska Cup, like the Ranfurly Shield or secondary schools rugby. So you got to sort of put all that bullshit aside. It's like, we're just here to play the game, and we can moan about it later. Yeah. But then the same thing happens. We sit down, we break bread, we eat, and we just leave a squash, and we'll see you next year. I'll see you in the finals, you know? Which is like how you sort of want to set the example for the Kamaikis now.
Yeah, man. Nah, that's true, man. Nah, it's good. It's good you guys have that community, you know? It's especially with the old boys, you know, always come together and do stuff.
Oh, bro.
Even helping the young ones.
When you see guys throwing their Ks up,
Yeah.
Even just as an old boy, like, you know, I don't know the generations from, like, say, 2019 up, but you feel that, Mimika, because, like, when they're throwing up a K, it's not for Kings or St. Kitts. Fuck, everyone knows that those fingers is from Caston, and but when we're representing West Auckland, like, one of the huckers is like does the turn and flick, and that's only out west. And that hucker's that's a Waitakere thing, you know. But like, when someone throws their K up, that's a pride thing, but it's also like we're here in the space, we're here to represent, but we don't mean any trouble, because the guys who founded the K, they saw it as an R. Like they said, they saw it on a street gangs thing. Whenever they'd walk through certain neighborhoods, they would throw the R up as a sign of respect that they're coming through. And so when they do it, they actually just go and passing through. They're not there to seek trouble. And so one of the bros just thought, man, if you just put your finger up higher, that's actually a K, an Old English K. And so that's how that came about, you know. When they started going paliface and stuff, they were just throwing up their fingers. They're like, nah, that's all it was, you know. And then that's just caught on for years. Like, caught on to the point that you got staff. Even the principal will say K's up, you know. Because it's like, if you're throwing the K up, you're doing it with pride, but you're not disrespecting anyone, you know.
Yeah.
Like, that's how we interpret the K, you know.
See, it's little things like that. You even see us do a W for Waitaka College.
But everyone does it their way. It's like, West.
Wait.
See us do.
Yeah,
And let alone having merchandise. Like, I don't see anyone. I wouldn't. Hey, what if we did some merch for our high school? Like Waitaka College New Era cap, or no one is anyone gonna buy it? I don't think so.
But I think that's the beauty of living out west. Like, cause like, you know, when we think about other schools out west, like our neighboring schools, like, you know, to be fair, a lot of the guys that came from this side of West Auckland, they ended up at Caston. Like, it's not meant pure bred fruit all the way through, you know. Like, that have moved on. Like, they came from Liston. Like, some of the senior brothers came from Liston. Guys that came from from other schools,
Whitetech,
like
Charleston.
Even like not only let the unknown story about Epala Hamilawaki, true story. Like, that's not common knowledge. Like, Hami was the only guy that he actually was allowed to play both codes. Like, when he let that out of the house, like, fuck, no one knows that story, you know. But like, those guys, they came from Whitetech, then came to Castle, you know. But because we all went to primary school together, it's like, oh, silly. There's another bro from the hood that's come over and seen the light, you know.
Yeah. But then there's a few other players that have come from, like, down the line. They went to other colleges that played rugby for Charleston too, like Mills.
Yeah, Mills came up on
Mills
his second year. But that was just pure talent, man. That guy didn't even tour. He didn't even go on that international tour that they won the World Cup. He was still in Auckland. But, bro, to play in his year and then go straight into the finals, or to the Auckland A's, and then make the New Zealand Sevens team, the one with Katanana and Jonah. But, you know, but he's Charleston proud, that guy, man.
Yeah.
Something in the water, eh?
Man. No, I wouldn't. I would probably rip, because my oldest boy, he went to Charleston, so I'll probably rip Charleston then.
But see, that's the other thing. Like, you know, like anyone that's part of whatever sport they played at school, like those groups, they're close, man.
Yeah.
Like I was part of an institute, like when I first went to Custard. So we actually had a class, like instead of going to woodwork or PE, we drilled and literally did fitness, like testing and fitness drills every day. And so we stayed together for like 5 years, So a lot of my boys that I see them doing coaching stuff, or like they playing like soccer, like for national soccer. But you feel it, And like, because we always say to each other, bro, no one knows what we went through, Like all these other guys did PE. But we're doing freaking hard out fitness, bro. And if you don't have the care to do the right fitness testing, you're like, fuck, yeah, bro. It's enough to throw you off when to be an athlete, But like, yeah, that's why it's like we can relate to a lot of guys, like, especially from the guys in my era. I was like, man, remember the morning training? So like, you had to get up and do as part of the rugby, you had to go do the preseason. And if you had first block or second block, you had institute. But you expected to train in the morning, train second block. And if you got an after school training as well, fuck, you got to train, that's 3 times a day. And you're not getting paid. You just get like a Mickey Alpha and a pair of shots.
See, I think that's what I was missing. Maybe at Whitetech, the athletes, like the attention on the, like, because there was some guys that did make it that came out of Whitetech too, playing sports. But just hearing that, the Carlson, like Leti's generation, what they went through, bro, that's like, you're gonna be an All Black son,
Yeah, that's like that. How they have that B1, and they have that. You get these guys trying to play Div 2, get back into the 1, and they just train hard up. Go through a lot, So we don't leave with degrees, bro. We just literally have life skills.
Yeah, hard.
That's probably what the kids need more of these days. More life skills than.
Straight up, bro. Like, the guys I crack up at, it was really good accustomed, man. You can survive with $5. You can feed 7 guys with $5. A tank loaf, a pie, a Stars drink, and maybe some chips.
You said that the bakery and the takeaways across the road, we had to walk. We had to walk.
Sweet boys, any more last words on that one?
Nah, man, I'm just like, bro, like, before the custom stuff I put out, man, I'm always ripping Ranui, man, forever, Like, people know, like, if I do it on our Old Boys Forum just as a laugh, because, bro, I'm proud of where I'm from, man. My family have 39 years in our house in Ranui. Like, fuck, that's not a joke. That's what there's, bro. My mum used to walk home from work past Whitetech, She worked in that factory. So, like, every other parent, they worked in their factory and walked back out west, past Afton, past Swanson. Like, that's some yards, So it's like, I'm not gonna lie down and let someone else in the hood belittle how much Ranui and I am, because I don't need to, I need to prove it, because I know in my heart, and I know any other boy that from Cousin knows how hard Ranui hard Leti is, because every piece of my gear is fucking either Erlich Ranui with my letterbox number 135. Or like, and you guys have seen some of the photos too. Like, bro, that's how mimic I am. But yeah, I'm just proud of every guy that makes it out of the hood, and does well for his family and stuff. Yeah. But man, love to ours.
You posted another one about the league.
Was that the guy who did the stabbing outside the church?
No, it's
Oh, the shoey guy.
Yeah, what was that about? Yeah, no, it was a proper NRL post you did.
Oh, that's the guy done the showy,
What was that about?
So this got this one guy, he sort of looks like that, the guy who plays for, I don't know who he's playing for now. But he's, apparently he got escorted from the field after he was caught on the cameras.
Oh, what was he doing?
You know, Roger Tuivasa, the Tuivasa guy, after his Bam Bam does his victory, jumps up onto the thing and takes his shoe off, the actual shoe, and then he drinks the can out of it. Yeah, this one guy, he's been sitting there apparently since 2006, man. Sitting at the same chair in front of the coach's box. And then it was a couple of weeks ago, I think it was when they played the Tigers, and then he pulls a shoey out. But the camera's on him, right? But because it's right in front of the coach's box. And when he does it, bro, the crowd's going nuts. But then, nothing came out. But then his last one he just done, I don't know who the Warriors played, but he does
Bulldogs,
Yeah, well, he did it, and then he's getting escorted out of the field and lifetime ban.
Was he? Yeah. Was that in front of the which was it? The Bulldogs?
Nah, he's
Nah,
in front of the Warriors.
The Warriors coach's box.
What? Oh man.
And now there's a petition on Facebook going
trying
around.
to get him back.
Yeah, and it's
Oh, yeah.
one that's been started in Australia, bro.
Shit.
What?
Yeah, man.
Why not here? Eh? Oh man.
But what's funny is that I've seen some other guys from like different clubs, you know, sort of trying to, you know, help the Ulls, you
Get
know.
back in.
Yeah, like, and then I've seen some comments like crack up comments like, piss off, like, you stick to your own club. But yeah, that's a bit of a.
But you know, all that, you know what they should do? Just don't sell those seats in front of the. If they don't want like
Yeah, hard.
people doing Valère stuff in front of the. Obviously, the camera's gonna be showing that box, right? Obviously,
Yeah, but like,
charge more for that seat. Then you're gonna get some camera time. They should charge more for the seat. You know,
Yeah.
I don't agree with them kicking that guy out because that guy's a hideout fan. If he's
Yeah.
being paid for that ticket, why are they kicking up a good paying customer?
yeah,
You know, and
That-
what if he's
that's
doing? He's
stupid, eh?
hyping up the crowd. So I don't see any problem with that. Like,
So here's the shoe there. So he's on his Mickey Apple there. He gets up, drinks out of his shoe, and see the crowd is going nuts, man.
and see, look, the cameraman focuses on him.
Yeah.
And the camera's supposed to be looking at the.
Yeah, right. And then now,
it's the cameraman's
lifetime
fault.
ban. Lifetime ban.
That
Hey,
sucks, man.
bro,
That
that's
sucks.
ugly, bro.
They shouldn't do that, man. Hey, you're trying to build like a fan base, you know?
Yeah, and after the Warriors won, so why are they begging
Well,
on?
he's celebrating.
Bro.
Man, if that wouldn't happen to Parramatta, I know that much.
Nah, see, that's what, when it comes to sports, this country, man, I think they do things the wrong way. Eh? Like, they always put these rules on the fans, can't do this, can't do that. But hey, the fans are the ones that pay money to come to these games to watch. These are the fans. You know, Warriors fans are crazy, man. They'll buy the jerseys.
Yeah,
Every year.
winning, if they're losing, you know.
Even, you know, they're hard out. They hate to lose, but they're still fucking going hard, supporting their team, and that's the kind of thing that they have to, like, savor. They have to they can't destroy that what the fans do. You know, they can't put it down. They gotta somehow keep it going, or make it even better. You know, and kicking that guy out. That's not doing
them any favors.
Yeah, that's not
But
doing them any favors.
At the same time, it's like you know, it's like good publicity or any publicity is better than no publicity. Eh? So I don't know whether it's a ploy or not, but as a fan, it's like fuck, you don't ever hearing that sort of rubbish.
Nah, you know what they should do, Warriors? They should, if those seats, you know, if the camera's always gonna show the coaching box, either zoom in right in so you don't see the fans underneath, or charge more for those seats. That's all you gotta do.
But that's hard case, man. Like, but he did it another week. I don't know if he had got. See, he wouldn't have got escorted out because he was there to do it the second time. But then to read that he got escorted out and got told he's banned for life. I was like, what?
That ain't right, man.
Yeah. It's only a game, well.
yeah, the Warriors won, you know, and like they're kicking out a fan that's
Celebrating.
yeah, that's bro.
Okay, there was a post I made on the Facebook group.
Wow, that's ugly, eh? Did the CSI Auckland? I didn't open
Oh
it
yeah, I
up.
did that one. Oh, we'll talk about that one.
Was it the one Eric put up?
No, I put it up. I was going to talk about another one, but we'll talk about this one. So, apparently in South Auckland, they found a body. There was a smell, a bad smell coming from the house, and the neighbor noticed the smell. But the neighbor, he used to work at like funeral kind of stuff,
Yeah.
Man.
but he recognized the smell. And he said, "Man, that's a dead body, man." And
Yeah.
the police came and found the remains of a body.
It's cut up, eh?
It was buried. Yeah, I don't know if it's cut up or anything,
It
but
was like apparently cut up into 3 pieces.
shit.
Oh man.
Sure, man.
But yeah, so it was just an article in the news a couple of days ago, and yeah, man, sounds like something from the movies, eh?
Yeah. The thing that pisses me off is when they post these sort of like stuff like fuckers, they go and attach South Auckland to it.
Mm.
Like this in Auckland will do it. Like, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fucking it's just typical of a fucking news reporter or whoever.
The
just
media.
and just a thing at South Auckland. Like, man.
You know, even if they just say the suburb, hey, they'll be better, eh?
Yeah.
Like, but they should do that to every place in Auckland.
Yeah.
Like I noticed that when there's a crime happening in the rich areas, they just say Auckland.
Yeah. But that's typically bloody Palangi, man. Fuck. Fucking
that
any of
ain't
you
right.
fucking reporters, man. Get a fuck bitch, man. Get fit. You don't be saying that when fucking people in the All Blacks are doing shit. But it's just unnecessary attention, eh?
Yeah, so I just thought, man, because before the crime happening around, because man, the news is going hard on this crime stuff. That's why we were talking about it. Ram raids or whatever, but ram raids has been going on forever. But I just thought that this was another level, eh? Finding chopped up body. There's like some American mafia shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Cartel shit.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it is like Asian cartel.
Did they find out what the nationality of the body was?
No, but apparently the owners of the house, they moved in 6 months ago, and the police don't think it's them. So the body
Oh.
was there for a long time. But then it must have it took 6 months for the smell to come out. Yeah, I don't know the details. It doesn't say in the article. It doesn't say much about it when I read it. Don't know, I haven't looked up the update to this story. But
Oh, that's Mandarewa, eh?
where this is,
Yeah, this one's in Mandarewa. Linden.
shucks, man, is it that or serial killer? So I was like, we got a serial killer. Fuck. But yeah, man,
What's he been watching there, eh?
a bit morbid. So there was that. I posted. The other thing I was going to talk about that I posted was a tweet that came from Julian Savea.
Oh, yeah.
So you know all the shit that Ian Foster's been getting from the public because All Blacks been shit. All Blacks lost to Ireland. All Blacks lost the first game to South Africa. They won the second game against South Africa. But by the way, it looks like Ian Foster might keep his job. Well, we'll see. But before that happened, when they lost, Julian Savea did a tweet and he said, "Shocked and disturbed at some of the comments and remarks I've seen and heard about Ian Foster on social media lately. In a country where mental health is a big issue, where 72% of suicides are men and a high number of depression amongst men, you would think people would be a bit kinder and think about their words before they make remarks on someone's integrity, appearance and character, especially when they don't know them on a personal level. I'm ashamed that this is how a human is treated and dragged in the media here in New Zealand." So, what do you guys think about that?
But it's old news, eh? Like, he's a sportsman. Like, it's all part of the territory.
Yeah.
Like, but for him
You got
to
to
sort
take
of
the
tweet
criticism,
it,
eh?
yeah, like, nah, that's just, it is what it is. Like, fuck, I think, I remember when Jonah used to always say, it's part of the territory, man. It's just part of the territory. He used to just say it constantly, eh? And, like, for him be another Wellingtonian, like Jonah was down there, and even Jonah was saying it back then, it's all part of the territory. Like, when people see you at your best, they'll cheer. But then when they see you at your worst, fucking they're the opposite.
Yeah.
And like,
The way I have to say things.
yeah, I mean, that's becoming like too unrealistic, eh?
Well, Julian Savea's been criticised a lot, especially when he went to Toulon, and especially he got criticised over there in Toulon because apparently they thought they were getting top All Black when he went over, but when he played, he didn't play very well at all season, and I think he scored one try or a couple of tries only, and the owner was so pissed off. He went on the paper in France and said, it was like, man, I don't know why we wasted our money on this guy.
Yeah.
He didn't perform and all that.
Where's Bring Artie?
And he was like, getting all this criticism, and he came back, and he came back. So he's probably, I think that it sort of didn't help him when he was over there in France. Sort of,
Yeah, because the rugby culture is way different over there, eh? And a lot of there's all cartel driven. People just trying to make their club the best over there. So for him to be put out in the paper like that over there, it's sort of like, whoa. You gotta accept it. Like you are playing shit. They're not gonna sugarcoat it because the owners need to please the fans. The fans need to see, they want to see W's
wins,
and
W.
you'll come from obviously being you're the trade to come in and make it happen. Of course you're gonna bitch and moan,
yeah. And I think when Julian came back, I think he came back with sort of like maybe some trauma from there, like the whole criticism
Yeah,
that he
because
got.
he was on that Sky program. He was trying to help his cousins bring that Mangry team out from the 3B, and he was like, just there as an assistant, and he told, I think some of those kids didn't even know who he was. They're like, and it wasn't until they Google him and like, actually, this guy was an All Black bus from the bus. Or they just know, oh, he's related to RDA. Like that's the lemma of a foul, like of those kids until they figured, oh shit, this guy played Super Rugby.
See, the thing is with Julian, right? Before Adi came on the scene, Julian was the man, bro.
Yeah,
he was
bro.
the closest we got to Jonah, when he was at his peak. When he was, I just remember him on the wing, man. No one can stop him, man. He was like Jonah, like in a few games, man.
But I think, to be fair, and it's probably the undoing of his form, as soon as someone made that comparison, makakaya the way he played, because bro, there's never gonna ever be another Jonah. That's just fact check. Don't even try and fact or compare. There's never gonna be another Jonah. When Adi came on the scene, it sort of might have taken a bit of time for him to flourish the way his brother was. But I was like, bro, Julian, this is just accept that you're a different player. You didn't have the traits that Jonah did, because bro, you could give Jonah the ball from the try line, and he would just make, it was like they're repenting, like those sort of guys are just once in a lifetime, man. They didn't bring them, they're not bred like that now.
Yeah, I don't really agree with what Julian Savea what he says and how he tweeted that tweet. I understand where he's coming from. Mental health is a big deal in New Zealand. Suicide is a big deal. But when it comes to sports, man, this is a different kind of environment. This is a different kind of thing. This is, as a sports fan, and the teams I support, I go handy on those teams. I want them to win. I want my teams to win all the time. And even though they might not win, when they're down, I'm down. When they're up, I'm up. I'm feeding off my team because I support them hard out 100%. And I want the players on my team to play good. If one of them doesn't play well and they lose the game, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be upset at that player. But if the next week he's the man and he wins the game for the team, I'm gonna praise that guy. So it's not got nothing to do with their personality, individual.
Yeah.
Because I'm all for the color.
Yeah.
The Blues wear blue. That blue logo, I'm all about the Blues logo, right? I'm all about that logo. And if you put down that Blues jersey, you're just that player to make my team win. I'm focused on the team I support. And I love all the guys that play for my team. Until
they make statements like that.
I'm not statements, but obviously, if the guy's not gonna perform, I expect the management or the team to do something about that guy. Either let him go, or trade him up, or something. Because where he is now, not playing well, it's not gonna do good for my.
It's not gonna win us a
It's
premiership.
not gonna win anything. And as a fan, I don't want that.
Yeah, that's fair enough, man. But I feel like when you come out and say a statement like that, this is just my own personal thought of it. But it's like you come out and make a statement like that with social media, and because it was a tweet, because everything's is like breaking news on Twitter. It's like, did he do that to what? To just want to be in, or he really gave a fuck? If he really gave a fuck, he should have made a video. He shouldn't have sent a tweet. He should have gone on a platform, someone's platform, just like that Palangi guy did with his trying to run for council. He should have got up on something like that and said it. Said he's sort of he'll leave no stone unturned. But because it's a tweet, saying just what he thinks, well, a lot of people ain't gonna agree with it. A lot of people are gonna be like, own it. He's playing shit. The record speaks for itself. They are losing. Just because you're tweeting, that's just your own opinion. But still, players get paid for a reason to fucking play the sport. It comes with the territory. If you're playing shit, deal with it. Get your club to help you deal with all the bullshit that's happening outside the off the field, and just fix what's happening. Yeah, fix what's happening before you start turning around and start saying statements like that.
But as a professional player, you gotta think you gotta get some criticism.
Absolutely, man.
The fans, you don't want to. What do you do? Do you read all your comments? Do you read all Do you read everything the fan says? As a professional athlete, what do? Do you care about what people say?
Because it's like all the guys who have survived a longevity career without having the nervous breakdowns and all that shit, they just ignore the stuff that's being said on social media. They stay right away from it. So for him to comment like that, it's like he reads into it. That's why he's fallen in the trap. He's like every other kid that's fucking getting their feels, their emotions being played with on social media, that he's fallen in the trap.
Plus, I'm sure Ian Foster's got a, he expected all this if, the All Blacks started
Well, if
losing.
it wasn't on social media, it'd be in the fucking paper. If it's not on the paper, it's on the bloody news. So these guys just need to learn how to just turn their shit off. But then they need to own it. It's like, fuck, if he's not playing Kaya, he's not playing Kaya.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not going to say it, your parents are going to say it at the table. Like, you can't tell me that you just sit there and your dad will say, Mamang, hello, hello, son. Bullshit. He's probably gone, fuck is happening with your coach? Fight your coach, tell your coach to get something sorted out,
But no, if anything, I think the club should realise that what a fan's passion is. What a fan's passion and how it helps the team. How it keeps people accountable, keeps the team accountable. If they're going to certain social media, they can block out the noise what they want, but the fans are still going to be the fans.
This is the thing that pisses me off about like people that watch the sport. Like you when you see like To'o and like Luai carrying the ghetto blaster like to the field. When I see like some comments on Facebook and they go, oh look at that, this is young, and it's like it's fucking working because they're winning. You know what I mean? But like back in the day, Jonah used to run out with his headphones on.
Yeah,
he's in the zone, like he's listening to fucking Sitsu, like he's gonna get the ball and just run over the fucking top of everyone. But like when you hear comments like, bro, you do what you do. Like Graham Lowe said it the other day. I think it was on another podcast. He's like, fucking did run out onto the field. And he was like, where's my Graham? The man's having a smoke before he comes out. But if that's what he needed to do to get on the field, fucking do it. It's like, it's all part of the territory. But it's like, bro, everyone's got their own ways of fucking,
Let the coach do his job and let the players do their
exactly,
job.
and let the fans do their job.
Yeah. That's part of being a fan, eh?
Because you know what? When I think about it, back in the days when we were watching sport with young kids, watching sport with our parents, that would blow valley to TV, to players, right? There's no internet back then.
Yeah.
These days, we got social media and internet. It's easy to fucking tweet. It's easy to tweet and easy to put it out there in the world. Easy to put that out in the world. But hey, what are you going to do? Stop social media? Are you going to stop the internet? Just because we have this platform now to post our anger and feelings and that.
Thoughts.
Well, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not directly, we're not talking about you as a person. Yeah. And we don't know anything about you. We don't know anything about you.
Yeah.
We're just talking about your game. And game doesn't make you as a person, like really, it's you and your family. I like to think that you're putting food on the table for your family, putting a roof over your head for your family, looking after your family. But you do that by playing a sport. We're criticizing the sport. We're not talking about what's really real is you and your personality and your family. That's the real thing. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about you dropped the ball 10 times or you fucking missed a tackle.
Like a good example
times.
of that would be like how Stephen Donald played in that Bledisloe Cup game in Japan. Remember? And he comes on. I was like, all right, that was the change of the game. The All Blacks are still ahead, and then he comes on and doesn't kick it out, and then he gets penalised. And then he misses that kick. Like, bro, deal with it, right? Because he dealt with it. Years later, they pulled him back into the World Cup, and fucking they had to rely on him. Like, his skin was that thick. It was like, bro, he was the saving grace of the All Blacks World Cup that year. So, like, if any of those guys that are tweeting their feels about, like, being insensitive to the coach and shit, go and watch Stephen Donald's how he dealt with it, because fuck, no one else is. It's like we forget. Hey, people forget. Like, bro, not so long ago there was a guy in that same position. Go see how he got through it, because bro, he's in the history books now.
Yeah.
If you think about American sports, that's even worse. Because even the sports shows criticize you hard out.
Yeah.
They don't swear, but they may as well, because they're like, if you do, athletes in America, NFL, NBA, they try to avoid being on Sports Center.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to make mistakes, so they weren't thrown on Sports Center. It's a big thing. It makes them play harder or whatever. But I don't know. I think maybe in America they make so much money, millions of dollars, that helps them don't care about what people say, because they got millions of dollars in the bank anyway. But I don't know, man. It's different it's a different animal over there. And you can say, hey man, New Zealand ain't America, but sport is sport.
Yeah, bro.
You know,
Sport's a
sport is
eh?
sport, and fans are gonna. Sport needs the fans, otherwise there's gonna be no sport.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
well,
you look at the hard out fans in the NRL. Even if there's heaps of videos out there, I don't know if you've seen the video of that Aboriginal guy with the Eels jersey walking on the street,
Yeah.
swearing at the Rabbitohs
the
fan.
Rabbitohs, yeah.
Like that's passion, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and people don't take offense to it. Like people are like, "Fuck this guy," but he's proud,
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
straight proud.
Yeah.
And like, bro, in New Zealand's the type of like, "Fuck this guy needs a hiding gate." You know, it's like, "Fuck, there's a line there. Yeah, let him cross it." But like, if you take the bait and go and hurt him, it's like, well, fuck,
Yeah.
you're just as stupid as you're more stupid than how he's actually, what he's actually doing.
But see that level of passion that you saw in that little video, the Aboriginal guy swearing,
Yeah,
and what did he say? You Rabbitoh cants. That's what he'll say there. You Rabbitoh, fuck you Rabbitoh cants. But that kind of passion, in American sports, they feed off that.
yeah.
Because if you don't have that passion, you're not gonna spend money on us. If you don't love us, if you don't love our team like that guy, and you're gonna swear at other teams, you got the Eels jersey on. Well, that's what we want. We want the fans to be critical. We want them to be hard out. We want the fans to be like that because we want them to spend money.
Yeah. There's like the NFL. You see the NFL fans. You see either in the stands, fighting with each other.
Yeah, but you
yeah,
can
team.
actually see
Kind
them,
of.
mate. Like when you say you get to like a college board and you seen Texas play like another, like say Penn State, and like if you're going with your Penn State gonna sit on the Texas side, like fuck, they give you the eyes, and like security coming and go, oh man, that's probably not the wisest thing to do, and then they'll ring someone like, is there someone on that side that fucking got the wrong seat because this dude's got the wrong seat.
Yeah.
But you
'Cause
see that passion.
Yeah,
You see all that passion, man. You see all the, they're all wearing the colors.
yeah,
Because they
yeah,
all
yeah.
bought it from the shop.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's what they want.
Yeah.
They want the fans to spend money. And if anything, if Julian Savea is calling out all these fans for this scene, all these fans that are doing this stuff, that's making Julian Savea say, man, you need to calm down. All I'm seeing the New Zealand rugby should see when they see the fans doing that, dollar bills, man. If
Yeah,
they know
bro.
how to channel that passion,
Mm,
they can. That's what America does. They see dollar bills.
yeah.
Hey, you know how he went to that Toulon, whatever? What was his contract? How much did he get?
I don't know.
Was
probably
it 6 figures?
Probably a lot. He
Yeah.
always get a lot. He's got man.
Any international
He
player.
was a
or
starting
even-
All Black for
yeah.
how many tests?
Would be
He
on-
would have got heaps.
Man.
It's just that like he didn't have a good season, and that's why it pissed off the owner. And
Is
yeah.
Is he still there?
Who?
That Julian Savea is
No,
still
he's
there?
back here. He's back at Wednesday. He's playing with Hurricanes.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Hey, do you guys reckon Roger do you reckon he's a waste being in the Blues?
Being in the Blues.
Yeah.
I reckon he's alright. He's following
alright.
his dream.
Oh, to be an All Black?
Yep. I mean, if Matthew Ridge can do it. Matthew Ridge can do it. Wow, man, this guy's... Because he's special, bro. Roger's special, but I just felt like they didn't have to pick him now. They could have picked him later,
Yeah.
Because I think ITM Cup would have been superb for him.
Yeah.
Like, just to him to have engagement, like, of what the talent is on the ground. Because to go into the international scene, it's like, he hasn't
Yeah,
even
it's
had a
different,
start
eh?
yet, And it's way different, bro. The intensity is way, way, way different.
I put another post up in the week. It was about Ross Taylor. So he's retired from international rugby. I mean, international cricket. And he put out a book. And in the book, he was saying that he felt some bit of racism when he made the Black Caps. He made the Black Caps the first year.
But it was the comments that he and the references that he was talking about. He was saying it's in the changing room, eh?
It was in the changing room, yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, towards him?
So apparently he was in the changing room. He was saying, what did he say? He called it dressing room banter, or he called it what they do in the changing room. And a teammate He said, a teammate used to tell me, you're half a good guy. You're half a good guy, Ross, but which half is good? You don't know what I'm referring to.
Oh,
Because he's half Samoan, half Palangi. Yeah, so someone said to him in the changing room, which is the good half?
we should have asked him what are you talking about? Like what half?
Should talk about the food, the lung with the food's on his ass and his nuts.
You should have said, the Palangi side is the bad half.
You see all these,
The Samoan side is the good
see all
half.
these fools on my pump crack. That's the Palangi side. Fuck.
Oh, and he took offense to that.
No, he's just publicly saying like
He's just saying that
that's the sort of shit he
He
heard.
was
he was
going through.
yeah, because it's like a white sport, But man, Samoans love cricket because of
Kiki,
yeah.
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 No, fuck, that's ugly. Oh, if I dealt with that sort of shit as a kid, probably calling that shit straight away.
Yeah. But that was that thing. What would you have said?
What half are you talking about? Because he's
let him further explain himself.
because if he's saying, "Oh, you're half a good man," what half are you talking about? You know? Oh, that's what I would think.
Well, and just elaborated. I think about the half of your Palangi people that came and colonized our fucking country, motherfuckers, say.
took it from the Maori people.
Hey, came to Samoa and tried to start a fucking war amongst my people, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then that kind of stuff, the racism stuff, it's not surprising, eh? Because when was this debut? 2006, 2008.
Like, did he win any? Like, did he
he won
captain?
I'm sure he won a World Cup.
For the
Black Caps. Yeah.
When was
And
his
he
debut?
didn't he captaincy? Wasn't he a captain as well?
Yeah, he's a captain, and at one point he was the highest paid New Zealand cricket player playing
Oh,
IPL.
wow.
Yeah.
Test debut 2007. So 2007, there was racism, eh? Like, it wasn't being called out as much back then. When was the last time racism got called out?
In the sports.
Not in general, in society now.
Bro,
Now,
when you say sports, bro, I can remember when fucking what's his face was going on about it in the changing room. I think it was one of the Blues coaches. Fuck, I can't remember who it was who was coaching then. I think it was Ricky Stewart. You know when Inglis is still playing, and Ricky Stewart says it to one of the players.
The New South players.
Yeah, and he's like saying, "Fuck, make sure you tackle that black fuck." And bro, and the way those guys, some of those Blues players responded, they went straight to the media. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to play this weekend. Like, you know, we got a coach who talks like that.
was that Ricky Stewart or was it Andrew Johns?
Andrew Johns. It was Andrew Johns.
I thought it was Andrew Johns.
Just his worst, man. See? It's an immortal, man. Fuck. Piece of shit.
It's bad, you see.
If I had a career and played in NRL, I would have fucking went straight for his jaw, man. Break his jaw. Remember that time he got laid hit by Musty and fucking straight on the jaw? He got fucked up.
Hey,
But-
Junior Polo came out, eh?
He's played for Toy.
Yeah.
Man. Excitement, bro.
What a mean team, man.
that's
Just
a
wait
stacked
for
team.
Lloyd to apologize. And they say, see, all the rest of the boys
He
can
ain't
come.
apologizing, man. He ain't
Bro,
apologizing.
but you know what? Nah, I believe when if they all come into camp, someone's gonna bring it up.
Yeah, start talking to me.
Because it's the Samoan way, man. You know, it's like, sorry, you know, we know that shit's off field, but before we start this campaign, let's just get something straight. Yeah. Like, even if it's for him to realize, like, yeah, keep your energy, like, fuck, that's your state. But, you know, because, bro, that guy who came in was fucking Josh Papali'i, man. Imagine if he had a connector,
Right.
and they got to go play World Cup together. Josh would be like, oh, fuck off, I'm not playing.
Yeah.
I'm going to play for Australia.
Okay. Eric posted up on the group.
Yeah, I was trying to click onto that. What was that? A Middlemore Hospital or something, eh?
So apparently a doctor got caught at Middlemore Hospital.
Oh, what?
He's not really a doctor. He was an imposter.
Oh,
He faked his qualifications.
Oh, he faked his qualifications.
Oh, they found they found
I
evidence.
just assumed these those fugitive ones and just put on his cloak and shit and just, alright, he needs a body transplant. Like,
holy shit! How long was that for?
So for six months.
What?
And so the police are investigating. Police are talking to the patients he was talking to. because obviously he might be wrong with those medications that he gave them.
So this is morphine. What the?
But you know, I was
I
laughing
bet
because,
you he was a Shoulder Street fan, though.
but you know what, like up on the comments, I put a gif of Leonardo DiCaprio on that
Oh
movie
yeah.
when he was, Catch Me If You Can, when he was pretending to be. He pretends to be a doctor in that one,
Bro, he's was he a lawyer?
lawyer, doctor,
yeah,
and
a pilot or something.
Pilot. The pilot one's what cracks me up, bro. It's like, what the fuck?
But that's the true. That was based on a true story.
Yeah.
Bro.
And he remember, he was onto it.
Yeah,
Remember when
bro.
he tricked Tom Hanks when he nearly got caught,
Yeah.
and he was pretending to be an officer too.
Yeah. Fuck. Onto it, dude, man.
Did
But
they-
even like how he was printing, when
Mm.
he was printing the money.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
like very like he
Forgery,
forgery.
forgery.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently they caught this doctor in Middlemore.
What nationality was
Very
he?
straight up. I
know.
was thinking, what nationality was he?
I don't know, but why would man?
Fuck the balls, though. He must have had an office and same surgery thing.
Why would you think you wouldn't get caught? Why would you think that you're doing damage or
But
doing?
you can see how he got away with it, though. Imagine you're in the ED. If you're watching off Shoulder Street, you understand. Like,
Yeah,
you're just
they-
like, okay, typical one. Get a scope out, and you're like, all right, just take a deep breath. Maybe the front.
Yeah.
Yep, take a deep breath. Right, do you need to take your gown off? Or like, it was a fatigue. Hey, can you just put the gown on?
Man.
This
just
guy is
imagine
funny.
all
His
the
eyes, guys.
females. Bro.
Yeah.
Fucking dodgy ass, man.
Yeah, I was like, oh, doc, what's the matter? So what's the problem? I got a mean ass headache. Oh yeah, have you had any medication? Have you taken any paracetamol? None. All right, just take your gown off, take your undies off.
But that guy must watch me too much. Catch Me If You Can, man.
Oh, that's fucking crazy, though. But then what's the hospital saying about it?
I don't know. Well, he's definitely fired.
Drop the ball on that
Well, he's
one.
definitely. I don't know if he's gonna go to jail or what.
He should go.
Because that's a serious offense.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I saw this one in America where this guy he pulled over. He pretended to be a cop, and he pulled over a pedestrian or whatever for speeding, and he was talking all this jargon or whatever. But the cop that drove past him noticed that there was something wrong with his the patches. I mean
his uniform.
Yeah, his uniform. That's when he put up behind them, and then he went up to the guy, and then he goes, hey, what county are you from? And he was saying all this bullshit, and then the cop went and rang that where he said he was from, and they had no idea who he was. And then he goes, we went up to that guy. Oh, can you just wait here for a minute? And he called backup. And then the backup came, and then he goes, all right, okay, I'm not a cop. inside the thing, because he still said he was a cop.
Yeah. Damn. That's the thing.
Right.
You got to be all in, or just kill me now.
That's like those fake Marines. They called something, They called something. Oh man.
Fake Marines.
Yeah, like there's guys in America. They're wearing all the like they're walking out in public to get So apparently at Starbucks, you can get free coffee or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
So they
if you're
still
in the-
just to get free coffee.
Yeah, there's one guy that's
fuck?
done it for years, and then this one guy, he was saying, what corporate are you from, whatever, and then he goes, I'm from, down the line. Finally, then he found out, nah, you're full of shit because the thing's supposed to be up here, but it's somewhere over here, But there was heaps of them that did it in America.
It makes sense though, because if there's a war going and America's in the war, then you know how patriotic they are back home.
Yeah,
Like, our servicemen, they dying for our country. You walk around with army uniform
full
on.
on.
Yeah.
This guy's full on
They're
uniform.
gonna give you free stuff, eh?
Yeah,
Like, thank you, sir.
there was one. Yeah,
For
the
how-
one,
There's a
Protecting
movie that
us.
does that. Hey,
oh man, I forgot. I don't.
there's a movie, like I think I saw it maybe on Netflix. There's a movie where a guy, he's in a wheelchair, and they go to a softball game, and then obviously the guy in the wheelchair, he didn't lose his limbs in war, but he had a car accident, and I think he had diabetes. But then the daughter and the dad are pushing him, and then all these people just start saluting, like, hey, thank you for your service. And he's like, oh, thanks. And then they go, here. They start giving them like free stuff. And then they go all the way to the actual park. Like, and they sit on the benches. And then, like, everyone's like spreading the word. He goes, oh, where did you serve? And he was like, oh, I served in World War II. And then the word gets around. We have a World War II
reunion or whatever.
Nah, World War II Army veterans sitting in the stands. Bro, the whole stadium gets up and salutes, eh? And they're like, what are they doing? It's like, fuck. But he was like too mad to say, no, I was just from diabetes.
No, that's an actual thing, man. I forgot what they're called.
It's really like a sickness, eh?
If there was one thing, I'll just go around. If there was one thing you could do for a date, I mean, and get away with it, what would
I don't know if I want to be honest.
What would it be?
What?
Like, if there's one thing you could impersonate and like do what that guy did at Middlemore Hospital.
Yeah. For one day and get away with it.
Yeah.
What? And then not come back ever?
No, he obviously ain't come back.
Are you talking about with risk?
What would it be, and like, why, and what would it be?
You go first, so I can think about it.
I'll probably be a private, pretend private investigator.
That'd be the boringest. What are you gonna do? Stay in your car and wait?
Yes.
Wait all day in your car?
I'll probably be a private investigator. Put on my movie skills.
Is that for real or is it fantasy?
No, like, do it for real, but I mean, obviously, you'll pretend.
Any job you're beginning those jobs like, oh, my wife's cheating on me, can you try to find out? That kind of stuff.
Yeah. I'll do those sabotage ones. She's going to the laundromat at this time, but really she's going to actually do the laundry.
You know what? I probably won't pretend because I'm good at it anyway. I'll be a movie reviewer.
Hey.
Send me out to watch a movie and then I'll write a review on it.
There's actually people that get paid to do that, eh?
Yeah.
Journalist.
But even that lady that's on the news, eh? Oh, she's on the Good Morning Show, and she does her reviews on
movies.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, hey, she needs to relax a bit. What would I pretend?
Yeah. What would you be? Let's.
Should I be a car salesman?
Hey,
But at a high end one like Maserati or Porsche,
right.
Range Rover. I was let someone take that bait for me. Eh?
Someone
just
pays
jump
you
in
and
this
then
car.
you go buy a real car.
Oh, right, because imagine how much money is coming in when people, you pay cash, you get a 10% knockoff if you pay cash.
Nah, you know what it'd be? If I pretend for one day and get away with it, like I'll be at the movie studio being a cameraman.
Oh, Julie. Oh, no, yes.
And then like just pretend I know what I'm doing.
Man.
Yeah.
They gave me that the bodyguard feels. That guy shouldn't be there. He's got a gun. I was gonna say porn star, but nah. Yeah.
Oh.
So, boys, is that us or any last words for tonight, for the week, or what's happening this coming week? I know All Blacks won today, so Foster's job is secured for a little bit longer, I guess.
I went to a fight night on Friday night.
Oh yeah, I saw that on the stories.
That was mean. That was actually a mean fight night. A lot of energy. Both fighters, there was some fight, like some of the fights, because there was 10 fights. Some of the fights that I watched, like most of them, it was either, one, like you didn't know who to pick because of the energy. But no, it was mean fight night.
Who were you watching?
I was, because, so my friend was the MC. So there was one guy that she knew that was fighting. He won his fight. Yeah, but at the end, because so the main event, how they did it was, it's the guy that gets the most ticket sales. So that was the main event. So that was the main event, and then. But then the guy they got so they already had one guy solid for the fight, and there was another guy that was solid. But the guy that was solid pulled out the night before, so they had to get a fill in from the guy that filled in the main event. That was his first fight. Yeah, and so he got Cavalli. I felt sorry for him because first fight, and he just found out the night before, so he probably hadn't even been training, and it was sort of a mismatch because the guy that he fought had 7 fights already under his belt, but the guy that lost, that's where when the bell goes, it's you gotta smash the other guy, you'll try and win or whatever, right? But the guy that had the 7 fights, he didn't hold back. He went for the kill, into the guy that had was his first fight. And what's sad was even more sad or worse was that one whole side of the stadium, the event center, whatever, was for that new guy, And then when they saw that the guy got cavallied and bockied and everything, so there's some bottles flowing. That's when the security had to come down because one of them got escorted out, and then that's when that whole side went out. Like everyone left the thing, but this was after the.
Who provided this, by the way?
This guy named Adrian for Alpha Boxing, but it was a mean event. But then lucky nothing, it didn't go to like tables flying or anything. But there was some of the fighters that were supposed to fight on the card pulled out the night before, which was sort of sad because then guys that were probably they were ready to fight their person, had to change, But then the guys that are in the ring, Yeah, no, I felt sorry for him. Oh man, but you can see the levels. Like someone that's experiencing. You saw the guy doing the whole, and I'm like, whoa. It's like, oh man, we get it, okay.
There was another story this week. The MP for the national MP for Tauranga got.
Oh yeah, that was with a school incident, hey? Going back 20 years.
They dug up 20 years ago. He manhandled a boy at King's College.
But was he a student or was he was a student, hey?
Yeah, I think so.
So he would have been like still at school. Yeah, that's the thing with coming with these Ivy League schools, man. They try to bury that shit, but when it comes to stuff like that, they gotta find it.
What if the kid was like hula valley and just swearing back, answering back, just troubled kid, like just real naughty?
The teacher gave the kid a hiding.
Oh, all they said was a bit of abuse, like
physical.
Yeah, physical abuse. That's what the wording said. So I don't know if the teacher was this was a problem kid that was naughty and threw chairs. I don't know. Maybe he had to restrain the kid, like put his hands on him.
Well, do you reckon there should be a cutoff for how far back they track when it comes to
that's
stuff
the thing.
like that?
They tracked the story that he did it 20 years ago, and now his place in the as a MP for is under threat because it does damage to his reputation. But we're talking about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, come on.
Did the kid who brought it forward? The kid or?
Nah, someone would have dug it up.
Yeah, someone dug it up. Like someone going against them or something.
Yeah. Wow.
But even if it was someone the local electric doing it, trying to find out about stuff.
But see, that's the thing. Like, that's not this is not an isolated incident, right? Like, this happened. It happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
They'll if you're someone that's doing something or running for something, or just like the Argentinian guy that played for Crusaders.
Yeah.
This year, someone dug up a racist tweet he did ages ago when he was still high school, when he was still a teenager. He said a racist thing when he was a teenager, but he's a rugby player. He's a captain for Argentina. But they gave away his captaincy, Argentina. They dropped
Because of that.
because someone dug up a tweet he did long time ago when he
Wow.
was a teenager. He said the racist thing.
Yes, the world's fucked like that too.
Yeah, it's like even Kevin Hart. You know when Kevin Hart, when they asked him to do the Oscars, host the Oscars, and then someone was angry and said joke he said like ages ago
Oh yeah,
About white people.
about gay people,
Oh,
yeah.
but he said the joke like 20 years ago or
Yeah.
something like that,
bruh.
and then they dropped his Oscar
Yeah.
because of that. Someone complained, but it was just a joke. It was still a joke.
Mm. This week's gonna be an exciting week. This week coming. If you're not doing anything, come down and support the boys down at the Vainga Mala field down at Caston.
Oh yeah.
We're going to our semi-final this weekend against who we playing? Sacred Heart.
Oh yeah.
So Caston finished second of the 1A points table.
Did they?
St. Peter's first, Caston, and then La Salle
Did they?
fourth.
Did they win against St. Peter's during the season?
Nah, so St. Peter's is the only team that's beaten. Oh, St. Peter's is one of two teams that beat Caston. They lost to St. Kitts over at St. Kitts. But that's always a hard feat over there. But yeah, it should be a good game, man. It's going to be a big shout out too. All the KOB merch is going to be handed out. But then, yeah, it's getting everyone. So, like how I invited you to come watch the Grammar game. Yeah. But because they changed the time because of the club final, see, like, not many guys showed up. But this week it should be massive. It should be packed. That's hopefully, we're just trying to fly the flag for West Auckland, man.
Wait, what time?
Was it 2:30?
Saturday.
Yeah, at the school.
Oh, Kelston.
Yeah. So they named the field after Vainga last year because he's the first Kelston All Black. Kelston All Black. And then now their field's called the Vainga Tungamala field.
That's an online.
Yeah.
But he's
Oh, bro,
a legend, man.
before he died, and I think the first week that they played the first 15 game on the field after they named it after him, I got a photo of him, Him and, I don't know, remember George used to be part of Rampage? I can't pronounce his last name.
He's
But he's a good iron player and a graphic artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, so him, George, and another guy, they were the back three of that Caston era. When they were undefeated. They were like New Zealand champs. But yeah, I got a photo of them up in the bean. Yeah, bro, I was like proud, because it was like just hearing their take on how Inga got his name. And then I just pointed to the one corner. I said, this is Vainga's corner. Like, that's where the name came from, Inga the winger. It's like, oh man, that's solid, Because there's been a few tries on the rugby channel of like tries being scored in that corner. But I don't know if kids know, but yeah, Vainga was like, George was like saying, for every try scored on that corner, there should be like a celebration because that's Vainga's. Yeah, that's where Vainga made his name in that corner.
Sweet boys.
Shot.
Safe, man. Have a good week.
Have a good week, boys. Go Custom.